All right, Shalom, it's Brother Zakaria from the Israelite Report podcast. Want to say all praises due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth, pushing truth and sincerity. More news, more news, more news. This is like deja vu all over again. And I don't know what's going to come of it, but best we can do is watch and pray, fast, pray, and just have faith, man, because we are not in control of this thing. This is the Most High's movie. This is what the Most High is doing. The Most High is bringing plagues. He's bringing plagues in this place, man, and really all over the world. Speaking of which, panic buying mayhem in, I think it's Chengdu, China, goes viral after the city plunged into lockdown with shelves wiped bare of essential items. And this is coming from Sky News. Scenes of desperate residents scrambling to hoard essential supplies in China are going viral after a snap lockdown in a major city of more 20 million people was announced following a spike in the CV. You know what I mean by the CV, the virus cases, right? So they had a snap lockdown, and they just torturing those people in China, man. Even through 2021, not 2021, excuse me, 2022, this year, believe it was in Shanghai, they were having snap lockdowns, weren't letting people leave their apartments. They was trapped in these little tiny spaces. I reported on this before. You heard me speak on it if you listen to the show. So yeah, man, they're putting these people through it, man. And the reason why I said deja vu is because remember, the last time we had a lockdown here in the U.S., where did it come from? It came from China, right? As Trump said, it came from China, right? So who knows, man? Matter of fact, while I'm thinking about it, because I'm going to forget if I don't get it right now, let me get I had this news story on deck for a while now, but it's a new virus that was found in China, and it came from Yahoo News. It says China has discovered a potentially fatal new virus that is believed to have been passed to humans by shrews, according to reports. It's called the Langya Henipa virus, known as Langya, has already infected 35 people, although no one has died or suffered a serious illness, says Taiwan's Center for Disease Control. 26 of the patients have reportedly been hit by flu-like symptoms, including fever, tiredness, cough, headache, and vomiting. So this devil is just coming up with all kinds of stuff, man. This devil is busy, man. He's active. That's why we don't have time to be playing around, man. We don't have time to be playing around, because at any moment, this devil can force another lockdown. Now, there's going to be rebellion here in America. All right. They did eventually rebel in China because people were sitting in there. They didn't even talk about it on the news here. But, I follow everything that's not mainstream media. But I actually seen the videos, man. People were begging in China. People were begging, man, for food. You imagine sitting in your little tiny space apartment, and you don't know when your next meal is going to come. That's what was happening, man. I think this was like in May, and I reported on this before. If you listen to the show, you heard me say it, If you listen to that particular episode, I may have brought it up more than once, you know. But so they're definitely doing a test run over there. It says the images and videos. Wait, hold on. I didn't get this part. Chinese authorities announced the snap lockdown at midday on Thursday, giving residents 6 hours before the stay-at-home orders came into effect. Can you imagine that, man? You go to work, you get off, or you're at work, and then all of a sudden you hear you got another stay-at-home order out of nowhere. It's a snap lockdown. It's not like they knew it was coming. That's what they're doing to those people, you know. But here in America, it's going to be crazy. When they try that mess here again in America, it's going to be all kinds of uproar, especially coming from the political right, the conservative right. Yeah, they're not gonna go for it this time around. That's gonna cause all kinds of chaos, man. You know. And Jake is stupid enough; he'll be in it too. It says the images and videos being posted online show locals scrambling to hoard fruit and vegetables, poultry, red meat, and seafood, wiping shelves completely bare. Ooh. Man, we are living in some times, aren't we? Yo, man. Says drivers were captured filling their cars to the brim with slabs of meat and were even captured fastening dead chickens to the roofs of their cars. Look, man, can you imagine what it's going to be like when things get really shut down here and we have a real food supply shortage? Can you imagine? Because, they're killing these animals, man. They're killing them. Poison them. There was like thousands of dead cattle. I believe, I can't remember, was it Wyoming? I forget where it was, man. Salakia, I can't remember where it was at. It was a couple of months ago now. But can you imagine if they just all of a sudden say, we got a food supply shortage and you're not going to be able to buy food for weeks. Hey, man, anything can happen, man. We've seen that in 2020. Anything can happen. Getting back to this article, again, this came from Sky News. It says, footage also shows mayhem on the city's streets as people swarmed to local shops and markets to stock up on necessities, while other images show fridge and freezer doors completely off their hinges amid the chaos. It says under the lockdown rules, one member of each family is allowed to leave the house each day to buy essentials. Let me say that again. Under the lockdown rules, only one member of each family is allowed to leave the house each day to buy essentials, but only if they can show a negative test taken within the last 24 hours. And you telling me we're not in the end times? Here's the thing. Jake, stupid ass, think things are going back to normal. They don't understand that what the elites do, they'll use places like China, Australia, where they don't have guns to test them, to see how that go, and then they'll implement it here in the West, or I should say, here in the United States. And what they'll do, this is how you know they're about to bring something to the U.S. They'll do it in Canada first, right? They'll do it in Canada first, see how that go. If that don't go the way they wanted to go, then they'll back off from the U.S., right? Because Canada's is less violent than the U.S. I think they don't have as many guns. Problem they have with the U.S. is they have to tread lightly because there's a lot of Look, Edomites here got guns, man. They're not for play. Okay, but Esau do have the elites. They have their technology. The problem that they have, or the problem that they face, is that who's going to use them? You know, because right now, a lot of these Edomites, especially in the military and on the far right, they don't like this government, man. It's going to be uproars, man. Kingdom versus kingdom. You know, the middle class is pissed off at the elites, man, and you know, that's how this movie is playing out. And they're already talking about, oh, there's going to be violence, and this is an election year, and that's coming up. So you got all this talk about civil unrest and civil war, and all these left-wing Democrat pundits are basically, what they're doing is they're throwing the conservative right under the bus and calling them insurrectionists. And a lot of these right-wing people, they're getting tired of this shit. They're getting tired of it. They're getting tired of being called that, while the elites who are on the left, because that's where they are pushing that one world government agenda. Because basically the right wants to remain sovereign, while the left is coming under the orders of the UN, the United Nations. Right? So this kingdom is divided already, man. It's already divided. This thing is about to come down, man. And that's why I say stay in prayer, man. Stay in prayer. This thing is going to get ugly, man. And it was on my spirit, and I know I'm kind of like going out the way right now. I'm not sticking on topic, but I am on topic. I was walking home today, and something in my spirit was like, well, I know it was the Most High. Something in my spirit was like, that whole 2020 was an alarm for the elect. That's what that was. That was for us. That was our warning. That was like, because we were all in that. We were all going through that, right? And we stood up. We stood strong. Those that were in the faith, most brothers, I believe, that are truly in the faith, that probably, if anything, it built our faith up even more. Because, we get happy when we see this kind of calamity, when we see it hit the fan, for lack of a better term. When we see it hit the fan, that bit we get built up off of that, man. So anyways, I'm sorry I went off a little bit and started getting off a topic. But it says here, it says the start of the new school year has been delayed and flights have been grounded. However, public transport continues to operate for locals who are allowed to leave their home for special reasons. China is the last large economy to still have a zero CV, the virus, policy, right? They got a zero policy, right? Anybody get the virus and they're locking everything down. It says stamping out a surge in cases with snap lockdowns and mandatory testing. Restrictions are also being enforced in China's fourth largest city, Shenzhen, with subway and bus service suspended and restrictive work from home measures announced, as well as the major port city of Dalian, where residents were told to avoid unnecessary travel and work from home to stop the spread of the virus. And then they go into how Shanghai was plunged into a 2-month lockdown. And that's what I was talking about earlier. I said it was a couple of months ago, but it was Shanghai that was, I think it's Shanghai, that was plunged into a 2-month lockdown in April when terrifying footage of healthcare workers in hazmat suits forcibly removing CV-positive locals from their homes went viral. All right. So, folks, this movie is about to reach its climax, man. We about to get into the heart of this thing, man. We are in the eye of the storm. All right, I want to get these scriptures right quick. Man, whew. People don't think that can come back to the U.S., man, but it can. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High Power shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world. Woe mean destruction, right? Woe to the world. And that's also a warning. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another. All right. And I was just talking about how the left is always accusing the right of being, I'm talking about in politics, they're accusing the right conservatives of being insurrectionists, and the right is saying that the left are communists. So this kingdom is divided, right? It says, let me get that again. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right. So you saw this creep, sleepy, sloppy Joe Biden, with his little demonic speech that he gave with the red and the Marines in the background looking like Hitler, looking like an old, dusty, crusty, half-dead version of Hitler. All right. And, this is just a sideshow anyway, and it was demonic as hell. But, they're basically trying to rile up their political opponents, right? So they can do something stupid, and then they could, just like the January the 6th thing, right? It says, for there shall be sedition, all right, among men, and that's what they're going to accuse us of. They're going to accuse us of sedition. That's why you have these agents, these Israelites, these niggas faking like they're Israelites, going around pointing guns and shit. COINTELPRO, as they would call it. All right. Says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. And right now, nobody's regarding this guy Biden, man. It's like he don't even exist. Nobody respects this dude. He has the lowest ratings of any president ever. And that's with, what you would call it, bias polling, right? The polls are very biased for Biden. And even with that, he still has the lowest numbers of any president, man. Nobody likes this guy on the left or the right. It's just that the left has to justify voting for this dude, right? And but this is all just, this is the Lord doing, man. Even though the elite set him up to be in there, this is the Lord's doing, because he's going to be the fall guy. But really, it's the plan of the elites to destroy all the nations and societies, right? But at the end of the day, it's really the Lord that's doing it. That's the beauty of it. See, the elites have it in their heart, the so-called elites, the wicked Rothschilds and Rockefellers and all that. They have it in their heart that they're doing this. This is a controlled demolition. But at the end of the day, it's really the Lord, because he's going to allow them to go but so far with it. All the way up until that point where they bring out that mark, you know. He's going to allow them to get just that far, man, where they feel like they're really in control. And like this asshole Harari, who believe that he's a god and he don't need God and this, that, and the third, and he's mocking the Most High. He's going to let them get but that far, you know, where they really feel it. And then he's going to destroy them. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's straight off the scriptures, man. What you hearing going on in China, that's right out of the book. That's right out of the scriptures, man. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And when these food riots break out, and people and hunger and thirst and want of all things, they're gonna be breaking into people's homes. They're gonna be tearing shit up, man. So get ready, you know, get ready to be on the move. You know, that's why you got to remove your love of this world now, right? He that loved the world, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. He that loveth the world, the love of the Father is not in him. But there's a reason why that scripture is there. It's not just there just to be there. No, if not that love of the world is any man that loveth the world is enmity with God. I'm roughly paraphrasing. Get the love of this world out of your heart now, man. You know, I don't even allow myself to get deep into this shit. You know, I use the world, not abuse the world. You know, I use it for what people say, hey, man, why don't you want to go out and do that? I'll be like, man, nah, maybe sometime, and I ain't doing shit. Hell with this world, man. I've been over this place. It says, I hate this goddamn world, man. Every day I hate this goddamn world. Anyway, let me get back here. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Yeah, and there's a lot of proud spirits running around here, man. You know, you can't tell these niggas nothing. These Negroes think they are Esau. They're so caught up in Esau's system. You can't tell them nothing, man, especially these women. Boy, they're going to be in trouble when that day come. I can't even imagine. I'm just thinking like, man, they're going to bug the hell out. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. When them hunger pains set in, people will do anything, man. That's why there's so much killing in Africa, man. Let them find out you got something in one of them poor villages or one of them poor. Man, they will, what? They don't care if you got a gun, man. They're coming for you. Imagine what it's going to be like here in America with, I think they said it's like 350 something. I forget how many guns they said are in America. I can't even, it's like 200 and, I forget. I think it's like in the millions though, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's just as many guns as there is people. Something like that, man. It's something ridiculous. And that's not, imagine the guns they don't know about, right? Man, it says, behold, it's the 20th verse, says, behold, saith the Most High Power, Yahweh, I will call together all the things of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, right? Because we're still in the hands of our captors, right? We're still in the hands. They still have us captive. So will I do also and recompense their bosom. Thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh. It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, right? Ultimately the elect, but all the whole nation of Israel. It says, so will I do also and recompense. Recompense mean to pay back. In their bosom, thus saith the Most High Power, Yahweh. It says, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. So the Most High is going to send his son and the angels down for war, man. You know, plagues and all kinds of, you name it, man. You know, when the Lord get busy, the Lord get busy. This second Ezra's 16 and 36, it says, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Right? Receive it. As the scripture says, seek him now while he may be found. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Right? Well, now's the time to seek it. And this scripture here, 2 Ezra 16 and 36 says, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Right? Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Right? Don't serve no other gods, man. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. And isn't that what we're talking about? As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. All right, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And we're going to have to move around like pilgrims. All right? You're going to have to be, that's why you're going to have to travel light, you know, just in case, man, because you might have to get up and go at any moment. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose, right? Anything you have, you can lose it. You got to be ready to put it down, you know? Don't matter what it is, man, your friends, family, your woman, doesn't matter. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein, right? Because nothing is going to be guaranteed in these days, man. Nothing, you know. It does say, my servants shall eat, my prophets shall eat. It says, he that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather grapes. They that marry as they that shall not, they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. Right? And we went through that in slavery. Man, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. These are wicked times that we're living in. You know, Jacob's trouble is, we're about to see some real trouble. And it's going to take great faith, man. You know, be ready to be mocked, to be scorned, told you're an idiot, and go through that all the way up until the real trouble comes. And when the real trouble comes, you're going to be vindicated, and these people are going to be looking around not knowing what to do. They're going to be looking for you, and you're not going to be there. I'm telling you, bro, when 2020 hit, I had certain individuals that were cleaving to me. See, I was the crazy one until the pandemic hit. There were certain people that would hit me up every once in a while. When the pandemic hit, oh man, hey, how you doing? I'm just saying, how you doing? Because they were looking for me to see what my attitude was. Because if I panicked, then they knew it was time to panic. Right. Plus, they wanted to hear, was this biblical? Was this the end of the world? And then as soon as the so-called pandemic was over, then they went back to doing their bullshit. And I swear to you, I lie to you not. I swear. No, I don't swear, it's like, but I'm saying I lie to you not. Just when the pandemic supposedly was over, here they come, talk to you later. I was like, all right, go ahead. Oh man, go ahead. Yeah, it's over. You good now. You're in the clear. And they don't hear me thinking, but that's what I'm saying to myself. I'm laughing. I'm laughing to myself like, yo, you have no idea. There's gonna come a famine of the word. The time's gonna come when they're gonna need that comfort. And I'm not gonna be there. And you're not gonna be there. The people that laugh at you, that mock you, that scorn you to death, that say you crazy, time gonna come, man. They're gonna be looking for you and you're not gonna be there. They're not gonna know what to do. All hell gonna be breaking loose around them. And they're not gonna know where to turn, man. So keep your faith, stay prayed up. Lord, know that the Lord is with you. As long as you're doing what he told you to do, rehearsing the righteous acts. And just know that he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. You don't want people speaking good of you in these last days, man. Woe unto them, woe unto you if people speak good of you in these last days. You want to be in a place, you follow peace with all men, but you want to be in a place where you know that you got a balance. False balance is an abomination unto the Lord. So there's a balance to it. You don't want to be too deep into the world, but at the same time, you want to be in a place where you can follow peace with all men. All right. But people will judge you unrighteously. You're gonna have to go through that side of it too. I go through it. People accuse me of stuff, and I don't even have to be anywhere around. And they'll say, "Yeah, he did it." I just be like, "Oh, really? Okay." That's what comes with it. But stay strong. Keep the faith. Scriptures say we are justified by faith. You're listening to the Israelite Report podcast, news and prophecy for the 12 tribes of Israel. You can visit my website at israelitereport.com.net. All praises are due to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Shalom.